y'all, it's me, Nurse B. I am a registered nurse. I am a nurse mentor and your biggest cheerleader, especially if you are in pre-nursing or currently in nursing school. So one of the questions that I've been asked a lot recently is, how exactly do I study for such and such class in nursing school? So my first question to you is always, well, have you determined what your learning style is? Once you know what your learning style is, it's going to make it a whole lot, not necessarily easier, but a lot more effective when you study, because you're catering your study to what fits you best and how you retain information best. So when you do all of that, of course, it should lead to better grades and better retaining of the information. So I wanted to quickly go over the 3 learning styles and give you some tips as well on how to study for each learning style. So stay tuned. So to my knowledge, there are 3 different learning styles, and they are visual, meaning you can see something and you understand it. There's also auditory, which means you can hear something and you get it. And then kinesthetic learner. Kinesthetic learners, they are hands-on type of people. They have to do something in order to learn. So if you are a auditory learner, so you have to you have to hear things in order to understand them. My suggestion for you when you're studying or before you start studying is to ask your instructor, is it okay if I record the lecture? So get your recorder, or you can use a recorder on your phone and record those lectures. So what you do after class is you constantly have that lecture or that content in your ear at all times, going to school, on the way home from school, or wherever you're going about your day. You want to have that information playing in your ear so that you can understand or learn the content. That's my biggest tip. Or finding YouTube videos, listening to those YouTube videos. If it's something that you're still not understanding, a lot of YouTube videos specifically for nursing students and nursing content is going to be helpful for you as well. So if you are a visual learner, I'm a visual learner, and what worked best for me is having my notes set up in a way that included different colors. So I would write in different colors depending on what the content was that I was writing notes about. So if I deemed something to be really important, I would make that one color, or key terms, I would make that one color that's different from everything else that I was writing. Also, creating little pictures or squares or circles with pertinent information in it is going to help as well. So since we're visual learners, a lot of times we may have that photographic memory. So while I was in the test and I would see a question on content that I wrote notes about, I could visualize and see where the information was on the paper, what it looked like, what color it was it circled or not, those types of things. And depending on my color scheme, what each color meant, then I would know, okay, this is what it was talking about, and I'm able to answer the question. Also, drawing different pictures or things like that to help you understand the content better works well. So last but not least, if you are a kinesthetic learner, you're very hands-on, that type of thing, what would probably work really well for you is creating like flashcards or note cards with the content that you're studying. Also creating like the Jeopardy game with the content is going to be really helpful as well. Sometimes you may have to get up while you're studying, walk around and study at the same time. Typically kinesthetic learners, they get bored really quickly, so they can't just sit and study and read for hours and hours. So also breaking up your time. I always suggest, taking an hour at a time to study, as opposed to just going hard studying for like 4 or 5 hours at a time. That's not effective for anybody, and especially not effective for a kinesthetic learner. So that would be helpful, breaking down your study time into shorter segments, getting up, moving around. If you're a gym member, taking your notes or recordings or however you have your information, taking it to the gym while you're on the treadmill or doing something like that, just to get you moving and to get you active. That may help as well. Okay. So again, the different study styles include auditory, visual, and kinesthetic learners. So what you can do, how do you find out what what you are, because you may be one thing, but you may think you're one thing, but you may actually be another learning style. So what I will do, I will link a quiz, a learning style quiz, in the description box, and you can take the test and see which learning style you are. As a matter of fact, when you find out what you are, go ahead and put it in the comment below and take my advice. You may also get some advice in that quiz, but take the advice and see how that really works for you. And see, do you see a difference in your study habits? Do you see a difference in what you're retaining? And ultimately, of course, do you see a difference in your grade? So thank you so much for taking a listen and chatting with me. I wish you the best. I wish you much success if you are pre-nursing or already in nursing school. And just remember, you got this. You got this. If you are interested in chatting with a registered nurse, just to vent, or as a mentor, you're in want of a mentor, definitely hit me up. I'll leave my email in the description box. So until next time, you got this. Good luck, y'all.